Hello everybody, welcome to MAKOTO WAKAIDO's Case Files number 2, The Bogeyman's Woods, or is it the Bogeyman's? It doesn't matter. We all know at this point that I can't pronounce words for crap, so looking forward to seeing what challenges are going to await me today, as I continue being the world's best detective, and also the worst, but mostly the best. As a kid, I loved listening to my Gramps' stories about his detective days. When I became a detective myself, I was put on a case related to one he'd worked on, or he'd once worked on. Felt like destiny. I'm Makoto Wakaido. I've scheduled a visit. I really like the music in this episode. It's very sombering. Been a while. It really has. How's the little one doing? Like a Silence of the Lambs situation going on here? I feel like that's probably somebody in jail or something. Doing great doesn't even cut it. And you came here just to give me the good news. Not only that, I didn't have the chance to hear about my grandfather as much as I wanted. Could I bother you for some tales about the good old days? As you wish. Let's make this visit a fruitful one. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. It all started in the depth of the woods near an isolated village in the O prefecture. At the center of this story was a family whose old traditions had survived modern modernity. Modernity? Modern. I don't know. I need to, get a dictionary and learn how to read. The whole village seemed to agree on what had happened to the victim. That poor soul got spirited away. Apparently I can't talk all today. Prologue. Found him. Here in the spirit woods. It sounds eerie. There's a spirit. The spirit took another one. Like I was just like, no, that's not what happened. What's going on? Did they find the missing person? Seems to be the case. The spirit woods, as they call them, are just over there. I'll go check the situation out. Well, let me go check the situation, and I'm the detective. How's it looking? Did they find this person alive? Unfortunately, it was too late. Right. Over there, isn't it? Yes, sir. You can't miss it. I'll go and wait for you there. I'd better go take a look. Oh, what? Why did he pick up smoking? Well, it's like one of the things I hate. I do not advocate smoking because it's gross. Hello, I'm Detective Wakaido from the Prefectural Police. I've been put in charge of this case. Detective Wakaido, I didn't know you'd be working on this with us. I've already collected all the info I could from the scene. Feel free to ask me anything. Were we able to confirm the victim's identity? Yes, sir. Several of the people who were involved in the search recognized him. He is Sugihiko Sendo, head of the most influential family in the village. How did the victim die? There are signs of blunt trauma to the head, and one of the rocks near him is covered in blood. I also noticed several puncture wounds all over his body, and clear signs of a slip and fall. The most likely hypothesis is that he fell from the bridge up above. Do we have an estimated time of death? Judging from the testimonies of the victim's family, our time frame is between midnight and 6 a.m. Do we know anything else? My colleague over there could have some more information. Please ask him anything, sir. I'd better talk to the other cop, too. Yeah, let's go do this so we can make up, why this person died. Considering that's what we did this one time. Alright, so it looks like it's going to be kind of like the same. Oh my god, there's a kitty cat. Let's go talk to the kitty cat instead. Hello, if it isn't Detective Wakaido. Thank you again for helping out with the serial manhunt cover of case. What? What, is that like the real thing? Oh, you were on that too. Nice to work with you again. Thank you, sir. I will help however I can. Oh, how did the body come to be discovered? This morning, the Sendo family reported that Mr. Fukuhiko had gone missing. I figure if I say it fast enough, no one will know that I'm pronouncing it terribly. The villagers had been helping by combing the woods. They eventually found his body in this area, which they refer to as the Spirit Woods. Interesting name. Technically, these would be the Woods of Blessing. However, the village has a history of mysterious disappearances. The missing people believed to have been spirited away, were eventually all found dead here, hence the nickname. So, why don't they call it, like, Murder Woods? How should I go about gathering info? You can write certain pieces of information on your notepad. Okay, so they're telling me the same thing that I already know. I'm going to skip all of those. Detective WAKAIDO, sir, thank you for your help. Alright, Sendo family. Is this Sendo family a big deal around here? It certainly is. It boasts both influence and wealth. During its long history, it has made many contributions to the village. The people here have great trust in the Sendo, and they would never speak ill of them. I see, a well-to-do bunch. Sounds like the poor lad fell to his death from the bridge. You make of it. He's wearing like a goat helmet or something. Feels like another cult situation. There are several broken branches on the trees validating that scenario. Most people are talking about an unfortunate accident, but there's enough reason to believe otherwise. Alright, that means there's something up above on the bridge, I assume. What am I looking at? Examine the body more thoroughly. Taking a better look, but the mask and the cape are spotless. They've gone through that fall without a single scratch. Maybe the costume has been put on the victim after he died. Oh, much of a conundrum. Hello, Katie. What's the cat doing here? Being amazing. Ain't no scaredy cat, are you? Sniff, sniff, meow. Oh, where you going, kitty? Oh, nope. Kitty cat's leaving. Oh, well, the cat's gone now. Someone has put a bull mask and a straw cape on the victim. What exactly is going on here? There are no traces of the body being dragged, nor is there any weapon or any other murder implement around. Let's assume he really did fall down that bridge. Could it be that the victim... Or could it be that someone else put the mask and the straw cape on the victim? Incidentally, forensics found something rather interesting in that regard. Neither the cape nor the mask have the victim's fingerprints on them. Yeah, so that sounds like it's a good possibility that's exactly what happened. And someone else must have put them on him. We may be looking at more than an accident here. Possibly a murder. Allow me to go and talk to the other cop and see what he thinks. Yes, sir. So I asked him if there's any clue. Yes, sir, they're used as part of a traditional ceremony in the village. Usually, they're kept in the Sendo family storehouse. Alright, that should be all the clues. It's time to move on. Time for our deduction. So, for the first video, I did play with a joystick or controller, but today I'm playing with my keyboard and mouse. Well, pretty much just the keyboard. It all seems to work really well with keyboard or controller. I personally think I would prefer controller, but keyboard is fine. So the power of deduction. Find this. What was the nickname? The nickname of the place is... Oh, what's the blessing? Well, it's... yeah. The way the body was found, it's really easy to write it all off as an accident, but something about the body made me raise my eyebrows. What was that? The costume put on after death? Yeah. Yeah. Getting all the right answers today. What little I know about the mask and cape is enough for suspicion. What was that? Costume? Being locked away? I'm gonna assume that the place that I'm gonna get to go next is the Sendo family home or something. Or the storehouse. Expected. Exactly kind of weird that we would have to go, so. People being spirited away in a village that looks like it came out of a history book. Not what I'd expect in this day and age. I'll need to work under the assumption that this was no accident. Sendo family is in need of some questioning. Yes, let's go frame someone else for murder. Let's go and do that. The Bogeyman's Woods. Presented by a word that I cannot read that. I wish I could read that, but I don't know what any of that is. But I do know this one, Chapter 1. Are we really looking at an accidental fall from the bridge? The way he was found seems to suggest that. The villagers who helped out with the search all say he was spirited away. Yeah, they're obviously superstitious. All this spirit away business about. There have been similar cases here in the past. Someone goes missing and they find the body a few days later in the woods. Villagers consider it a supernatural happening, a curse of sorts. The victim was from the Sendo family, right? Yes, sir, our most influential family in the village, and he was at the head of it. That's their house that you can see over there. What a mansion. Oh, stop smoking, dude. There are more places I can go to now. After I'm done looking around here, I'll need to check out the other places as well. Thank you for your cooperation. I'm Detective WAKAIDO from the Prefectural Police. My, aren't you young for a detective? Flattery will get you nowhere, ma'am. There are a couple of things I'd like to ask you about this case. Case wasn't just an accident. I'm assuming you're a member of the Sendo family. Sorry to have to ask you this, but how are you related to Tsukihiko? I'm a Himiko. Or Himiko? Eldest daughter of the Sendo family. Sugihiko was my brother. I need to brush up on how to pronounce Japanese words. I'm so sorry for everyone who listening to this and says that's not how you pronounce it. I'm doing my best. Are there any other Sendo around? Ichitaro, our eldest sibling, passed away when he was still young, just as Sugihiko did. The gloomy one over there is Mitsuo, youngest. In our storehouse, we also have a complete family tree. Like I'm going to remember all those names, sure. Thank you, because I am not going to remember all of those names. Oh, detective, it's you. What were you doing between midnight and 6 a.m.? You're telling me I'm a suspect? The insolence. Of course, I used to hope that Sugihiko would hurry up and die so I could get my share of the inheritance. What? If we're talking motives, everyone here had one. Anyway, last night I was resting in my room. By yourself? Ooh, precisely. You have no alibi. It was kind of like a weird aspect, you know? Any other Sendo around? Ichitaro? Okay, this is the same thing. Alright. Ask you another question about the costume. Okay, yeah. When Sugihiko was found in the woods, he was wearing a mask and a straw cape. Mask and a straw cape? Why would he? What's more, it looks like someone put those on him after he died. Uh-huh. I heard that normally those things are kept in your family's storehouse. They are, but it's locked, so it's not like anyone can just come in and get them. But is it really locked? Does anyone in the Sendo family have access to the storehouse keys? only the current head of the family. Before he died, Tsugihiko was in charge of them. Alright. Continue on, we'll ask about some other things. Those few pictures of all the previous heads of the family. Let's recall. Family tree was in the storehouse, I think. I'll check it once I'm done questioning the people here. We've only gotten 2 clues so far? That's kind of insane. I don't know anything. What's your alibi, my dude? Reading in my room, am I a suspect? Wow. Could you tell me how you're related? Tsugihiko. I'm the 3rd oldest man in the family, Mitsuo. He was my older brother. My condolences. Thanks. You say Tsugihiko was on good terms with you and his other siblings? More or less, I guess, as far as siblings go. I never stood out much in the family anyways. When he was found in the woods, Tsugihiko was wearing a mask and a straw cape. The spirit's costume. What do you mean, spirit? It's a legendary creature we worship here in the village. That mask and straw cape are modeled after it. We usually only take that costume out of the storehouse for the festival, though. Parents from these parts tell stories to their children. Better behave, or the spirit will come and get you. A bogeyman spiriting people away. Right? I was told Tsugihiko had the key to the storehouse. Do you reckon the lock could have been broken? I don't know anything about the storehouse. You'll want to ask Saiko. Saiko? Saiko. I don't know. Tsugihiko's wife. I've decided at this point in time I need a friend who is either, Japanese or, fluent in understanding and speaking any sort of Japanese name location to help me learn to not speak this like barbarian. I'm assuming this is the same spirit that's getting the blame for the spirited away people. Correct, and it really happened too. It was years ago. A girl just off and disappeared. I heard that they found her dead in the woods after a few days. The spirit's curse. The village is no stranger to it. Anybody else? Oh, that is it. I feel like that's it. Oh, that definitely looks a little bit different than how it was before. Is this the storeroom? That's the field road. Well, where's the storeroom? What? None of these are the places I want to go. Yeah, alright. Okay, well... I don't really know which way to go. Oh, well, it seems to be this place. I did good. I'd like to answer a few questions about... case. It's the curse! Do you know anything about the spirit away cases? Metalness no longer, lest it snatch you too. Snatch as in abduct me? Obeyed my words, anger it not, it will snatch you. Okay, well please explain. If you know anything, I'd really appreciate if you could. It watches, it sees all, it hears all. No secret is kept from the Great Spirit. It's a curse, the goose! Oh, what a world! Okay, well you're obviously not a very helpful, crazy person. Let's talk to the beekeeper over here. May I have a word with you? Be my guest. Just be careful with old Graham. She's a handful, especially for outsiders. Indeed. When people talk about the curse, are they referring to the spirit that drags its victims into the woods? Act naughty and it'll snatch you. That's pretty scary. That's one frightening spirit. Them's what the festival's for. Got the costume from the Sendo storehouse and all. So the spirit don't get mad. No. We want to ask a new question about the spirit. What do the people in the village think of these spirited away disappearances? What's your reason, we think? You hear stories from your old folks all your life. Go around gossiping and the spirit will come for you. That's what old people sound like. We're all scared out of our boots, is what we think. Hello, madame. Thank you for your cooperation. That's the intro, we know. My pleasure. Could you tell me how you related to Sugihiko? My name is Saiko, and Sugihiko is my husband. My deepest condolences. Listen, detective, this was no accident. I don't know, I can't do lady accents. They just do like some ridiculous sounding thing. It's like I'm Jennifer Lawrence trying to like try out for Aaron Brockovich. Sugihiko was murdered. Somebody killed him, and it must have been someone from the family. I'm looking into it. If you see anything suspicious, please let me know. I mean, no offense, but as a formality, I need to ask you this. What were you doing between midnight and 6 a.m.? I was sleeping in my room, right next to my husband's, only divided by a paper sliding door. What? That doesn't sound legit. I was told Sugihiko had the key to the storehouse. Do you reckon the lock could have been broken? As far as I know, and I help with the festival preparations every year. The lock was in perfect condition every time I saw my husband open it. Does that mean that the storehouse right now is still locked? Yes, I would think so. It's an old decorative lock, and nobody would go out of their way to open it if not for the festival. When the old head of the family, Ichitaro, was spirited away, was it the day of the festival, and were the mask and cape also found there? It happened on a normal day, completely unrelated to the festival. The mask and straw cape were there, but I've heard the storehouse was found locked back then too. How peculiar. Have you ever entered the Sindo storehouse while preparing for the festival? Sure, every year. Tim's family had opens it up for us. Locks one old, sturdy thing. Fancy key, too. Ain't no locksmith that can make one like it anymore. Wait, why am I going back to the Spirit Woods? Obviously not where I need to be. Oh, apparently it is where I need to be. All I heard from the villagers then is an old belief, a spirit that kidnaps people who have done bad things. Sounds like the kind of thing parents everywhere tell their children to make them behave. Very not useful. Already examined the body. I don't think there's anything else for me to look at. Nothing else for these guys. Been questioning all interested people. What about you? Heard anything useful? Well, we've been questioning everyone we could as well, but we gained very little from it. What with the incident taking place at night, nobody had an alibi we could confirm beyond any doubt. You've spoken to the Sendo family too, right? What impression did they give you? Sugihiko's wife was very upset. She insisted someone from the family must be behind her husband's death. If you ask me, the victim's siblings didn't seem very troubled at all by his death. Bet they're already arguing about who will be the next head of the family. Indeed. The eldest daughter, Himiko, in particular, looks like it's a crucial issue to her. I wonder how the rest of the family is responding. Alright, so it seems to be like a little bit different in comparison to how it worked in the last episode. This one has me going back and forth between locations. Alright, well, apparently that's not the place to go. Either that or I completely, forgot that. Okay, well, apparently there are other places, or did the deduction happen and I just missed it? Oh, I have one more. Several villagers gathered, prayed for the victim, and then left. Yeah, I'm gonna do a hint. We're gonna just see what happens with that. Ugh, Detective WAKAIDO, you again. I need to know where to head to next. Yes, sir, I'm going to give you a hint, or rather a whole answer. Is that okay? Yeah, give me a hint. If you're trying to ask him about the mask and straw cape. What? Did I not ask about this first comp? I thought I did. Oh, goodness. About that, the officer from the local station told me that past cases also feature the same mask and cape. Apparently, they usually give the Sindo family storehouse. My goodness. I missed one. My deduction skills are apparently a bit off today. Then you might say, Matt, you are certainly not the world's greatest detective today. And I would say, wrong, I still am. I'm the best ever. But not one of the Sindo family, not one of the family members has an alibi. They look like terrible terms with each other. It's impossible that one of them is involved in Sugihiko's death. Who stood to profit from the Sugihiko's death? Let's see. That is the sister. No, apparently it's not the sister. They all have motives. Huh? Yeah, right. Every single relative of his had enough of a motive to kill him. That's kind of messed up. That's kind of like... Who knows what's going to happen? The storehouse was locked and the key was in possession of the head of the family. Nobody could enter it without his permission. However, the spirit's costume was found outside after each of the past disappearances. Could it be that the storehouse's lock is broken? In what state is the storehouse's lock right now? It is locked. As far as we know, we didn't actually check, so you're making some assumptions. Okay, so obviously that was not the answer. Let's see. Okay. Ultimately, the storehouse is locked. I'm not sure if I need like a very... You need a very specific way of thinking the door is locked. That's kind of weird. More than one villager talked about the mysterious disappearances at the hand of a spirit. Can't build a case around a fairy tale. This is true, you cannot do that. I mean, you could, but it probably wouldn't go anywhere. The mysterious disappearances in the village. The villagers think about it. And this is kind of like what they think. Yeah, look at that. Solving puzzles. Today, I am an intelligent person. An officer got some info from the local police station, info about other past disappearances. Thing is, there's something tying those past cases to the current one. What was found along with the victim's body after those past ones? The costume. Oh, the mask. Used to be the storeroom. The storeroom makes the most sense to me. Whatever is behind this death must go way back. I need to find out more about the people who were spirited away before. Chapter 2. This person's carrying a pack of holy water. The mask and cape costume is based off the spirit worshipped in the village, correct? Correct, right? We use it for the festival, we do in the spirit's honor. Anyway, gotta get back to work. Ain't no vegetables picking themselves. Alright, dude, thanks for all that. Eric the Sindo family had only one key to the storehouse. You heard right? He'd open it for us before the festival. No other can open it, not even them other Sindo folks. What does the village think of the Sindo family? Them's like gods for us. Shows you how much we owe them. When them folks was spirited away years ago, it was them Sindo who helped us sort it all out. I mean, they still got them records from back then at the police station. The police station, huh? The police. Excuse me. You're an officer, right? Thank you for your work. Yeah, let's ask about the cat. That's the important thing. There was a cat in the woods where the body was found. A little bell on his collar. Any idea whose cat it could be? Oh, how to be Masayo's. You know, Masayo Sendo. She's been around looking for it. You took part in the search for Sugihiko, right? Did you see anything peculiar? Ain't seen much of nothing. This time around, though, Saiko was losing it. Poor soul. Makes you feel for her. Were Himiko and Mitsuo Sendo also taking part in the search? They wasn't on the mountain with us, I reckon. But you know, at times like these, the Sendo let all use their house to rest and such. I figure them two siblings were in them own rooms, helping out somehow. Sorry to intrude while you work. It's an honor, detective. Tell me how I can be of help. Did the villagers notice anything unusual while searching the woods? They did say that the remaining Sendo siblings were terribly cool about it all, just like when Ichitaro disappeared. What is... Well, that's cool. It's like a new little bit of information we have. We got pictures of folks. Old file case files. All the files in here are pretty old. Somewhere among them must be the records of the Spearway cases. Okay. I don't understand. There obviously is something that I have missed. Like some weird, like, back and forth. I prefer the setup for the first case, I think. A detective? I've never seen a badge before. Oh, is that yours? No, sir, it's Masayo's. Who's Masayo? You don't know? Masayo Sendo. We're friends. I found her cat, so I was on my way to bring it to her. Would you say you and Masayo are close? Oh yeah, we've been friends since we were kids. She'd come tag along when I helped my grandpa working in the fields, and we'd chat about our lives and such. What kind of things did Masayo tell you? About her cat, for example. She'd put catnip in a toy ball, and he'd go fetch it for her. Stuff like that. Also, well, she'd talk about her grandma's times pretty often. We have a chat. Are you from this village? Yes. Wait, do I look like I'm not? I'm just surprised someone so young lives here. Yeah, almost everyone here is ripe for pension. Well, I guess the cat isn't that old. Hello, ma'am. Detective WAKAIDO. I'm with the police. My pleasure, Detective. I'm Masayo Sendo. My condolences. Very sorry about your grandfather. Oh, actually, my grandfather was Ichitaro. May I ask you about him? Certainly, but all I know about him is secondhand, from my grandmother. He died before I was born. How sad. She seems nice. She's totally not a suspect. I don't think she did it. What have you heard about him from your grandmother? Oh, you know, just some old stories. It seems like he had a way of driving Grandma mad by being constantly busy with this and that. But sometimes she stumbles for words. There must be something about his past that she's not comfortable sharing. What kind of topic makes your grandmother stumble for words? Surprisingly normal topics, like how she'd spend time alone in the mansion or how she got along with Grandpa's siblings. Interesting. Are you Ichitaro's wife? And you are? Police, here's my badge. I see, Detective WAKAIDO, is that right? Let's have a chat. I would like to hear about your husband and the family's past, as well as the case on hand. That'd be alright. Sure, there's little about the Sendo that I don't know. Okay, well, I don't actually get any options to, like, actually inquire further. Can I try again? Okay, so apparently we're gonna have to figure out some stuff before we get some more information. Oh, I think this is the family tree. Something on the ground. Toy ball. Drop toy ball. What is the toy ball? It's probably the cat ball. Make sure she doesn't have anything else for me. Yeah, nope, I think that's it. Alright, well. I understand why they have the hint here this time, because I feel like the hint is just the way the setup is, feels like, it's a little bit more, I don't know, just the way that we're traveling around. It's a little less easy to kind of figure out where we're going. Okay, so this is everything. I've already talked and asked all of these questions, I believe, but I will come back and go through. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna go all the way to here. I'll just, like, keep working my way over. Let me see. Yeah, we've already heard this pretty much, or close to it. Wasn't there another officer here with you? Where's she gone? Yeah, or where's he gone? Yes, he was here, but the higher-ups told us one officer was more than enough, and that he should go back as soon as the body left. The Sugihiko's wife came to see his husband. How's she been holding up? She has barely spoken a word. When she's not crying, she's shaking. We found it in me to speak with her. Did anybody visit except for Sugihiko's wife? Villagers passing by paying their respects to the victim, but that's it. How very peculiar. You were here. Oh, detective, it's you. I don't trust her. The place still has a smell of death on it. Are you sure you're fine? It's not easy, but I want to pray for my husband. Imagine the Sendo siblings are constantly fighting about who will be next head of the family. Himiko was with me, or Himiko, was with me when we heard that my husband had been found dead. Do you know what was the first thing she said was? We need to start planning the family's course of action. That's what. Even if her brother's die, all she cares about is becoming head of the family. The plot doth thicken. Oh, no. So quick to push spacebar. What did she mean by course of action? She was talking about the family's future as if she already was the new leader. The audacity. I'm hoping that, like, my new pattern of going left to right is going to kind of open things up a little bit to make a little bit more sense for me. I have a few words with you. Feel free, but I'm rather busy, so please make it snap. Why are you busy? You say you're busy. Is that because of the preparations for the funeral, discussing who will succeed Sugihiko, and so on? It's none of your concern. I heard that the festival costume is normally kept in the Sendo storehouse. Indeed, normally. Beats me how anyone could take it out. Sugihiko must have been really careless with that key. I kind of feel like maybe she did it. She's my number one suspect. So Sugihiko had the key to the storehouse. Is it possible he let anyone else hold on to it? Ask Makoto. Maybe she knows. The previous head of the family, Ichitaro, was her husband after all. Well, this guy doesn't have anything to say. Oh yeah, he does. We're all having a mighty hard time agreeing on Sugihiko's successor. Is that so? There's a lot of discussion going on. But in the end, the title will go to the oldest living son. Tradition is above all here. Alright, I think that's it, and I don't believe there's anybody else here. Moving on to the storehouse. Just back and forth. Yeah, you can probably get some more information from the people here. I only know of the one question I can ask was her. What did you do after your husband passed? I had a newborn baby with me, so I thought I'd have to leave. But Sugihiko, kind as he was, let me stay and took care of us. So, Sugihiko wasn't the only one who had access to the key. It used to be my husband who had the key, since he was the head of the family. When I heard that the mask and cape were found on Sugihiko's body, I came here to open the lock and check. Is there anyone apart from you two who could have used the key? No, sir. It's a very old key, too old to duplicate. Sugihiko and I held onto it, and that was it. Oh, she had the key too, which means she may perhaps be the killer. Yes, is something the matter? Oh, it's nothing. You just remind me of somebody. Yeah. Does that mean if someone wanted to open this storehouse, they'd need your key? It does. There are no other keys. The Sendo had an artisan make that lock key generations ago. Duplicating it would be too hard, and I doubt it could be picked or forced open either. Yeah, this one's certainly not as streamlined as the first episode. I am going a lot of back and forth trying to find things. Do you know anything about Masayo's grandfather? I've heard about him from her. She told me he was an entrepreneur with a very strong sense of justice. I can't remember much more than that. It's been ages since we talked about those things. So much back and forth. Okay, I don't understand. It says I can get more information from these people, but I don't know that there's anything else I can ask these people. I've already asked them everything. And obviously I keep missing something. Okay, I think this is new. Did his siblings react similarly when Ishitaro passed? They all put on their mourning faces, but that was just for show. They immediately started talking about successors and whatnot. Sugihiko was the only one to think about poor Makoto, who'd lost her husband and her daughter, who'd lost her father. My goodness, it's the same stuff. Like, I mean, what am I missing? Sugihiko's siblings also need permission to enter the storehouse. They would need to ask him for the key, yes, except nobody ever has any business in that old shack. I have 4 more things that we're going to have to do. don't know where everything is. It's like so weird to try to... Hard to figure out this one. If I can't figure out before going back to the police department, I'm probably going to have to do another hint. I thought for sure, like, at the police department, I could use the thing that kind of goes over the stuff or whatever. Alright. Okay, those are all questions I've asked. We got a new question. I'm definitely going back. I'm going to do this a bit different for whatever the next one is. Start from the left and work my way right. Well, in her house, did the Sendo's behavior strike you in any way? Not that striking, but they was holed up in their own rooms are all wrong. Go figure how they stay so calm. I thought, but wait, don't tell me them suspects. So, Sugihiko went missing and then was found dead, same as his older brother, and the rest of them just stayed calm throughout both times. They did, but after all, the whole case was filed as an accident. And maybe I can... Two more. God, I hope they're both here. Isn't it weird to just chalk it up as an accident? Didn't the Sendo family have any questions about that? Questions? Ichitaro's wife wasn't satisfied with that decision, but his siblings didn't take it too badly. We still have the records from those disappearances here at the station. Feel free to pick them. Okay. Thank goodness, our final clue. And Chapter 2 kicked my butt. This must be the file with the records from the earlier disappearances before Ichitaro's. The first girl wasn't said to be spirited away, but when the second person went missing shortly after, the term was already in use. That's what it says. Alright, let's go do our deduction skills. I feel like I'm not going to do great on this deduction because there's so much back and forth and jumping around that, man, I struggled like crazy there. Local police station still at the case, filed cases for the village's past appearances. The villagers chalked them up as people being spirited away, and the cases ended up without so much as a suspect. Or some people had doubts. What did people make of the cases? They were considered accidents. Some villagers stated that Himiko and Mitsuo were uncannily cool when notified of their brother's death. What did Psycho have to say? She had to say... I don't remember what it is they said. It's one of these, obviously. I knew it had something to do with, like, the relationship of the siblings. I find it weird that you have to have the very specific clue when they all kind of feel like they would be the same. Oh, they have to decide in a power struggle. They can decide who is going to be in charge of the family. Let's see. Thank goodness. We've solved the problem. I scrapped the info. I'm not going to need any more. Hooray! Go figure this stuff out. Can we figure it out? You know we can. And hopefully. Who's this new person? Hey there, detective. What? Did you take part in the search for Sugihiko? I couldn't. I've got a condition, you know. I'm visiting the clinic day in and day out like it was a temple. Would have guessed one of the Sendo would be spirited away too, huh? Why? What's so unexpected about that? I mean, all those people went missing one after the other, and then we'd find them on that mountain, and who'd help us sort things out every time? The Sendo family. It was a given. We got no baddies here, but we got heroes protecting the village. Never made sense to me, even as a kid. A Sendo would be the one standing to protect the village. You know, my house is in the outskirts, almost out of the village. Turns out it's because of my grandpa. Or was it my grandpa's grandpa? Anyway, after the first spiriting away, he thought he'd had it all figured out. He blamed the Sendo. But he was wrong, and people wanted to chase him out. The Sendo let him stay where I live now. Still, who knows? It was a long time ago. Maybe the Sendo stand to protect themselves, and that's it. That's my 2 cents. Yeah, I know why the detective is doing such a poor job this time. It's because he's smoking a cigarette. Brain's all jacked up. All that gross smelling stuff. May I have a few words? Oh, Mr. Detective, sure thing. Was the person picking vegetables earlier? Did you happen to notice anything suspicious? Me? Myself? No. But lately the doctor's been busy treating some folk. Maybe he's got some gossip for you. Why are you at the clinic today? You look more than healthy to me. You sweet talker. I'm just bringing a couple of radishes to the doctor. Very old newspapers. Tragic incident befalls young lady, spirited away for 3 days. How interesting. Well, she was kidnapped. This the doctor? Sorry to bother you while you work. Oh, why, it's no bother. I take it you've been seeing patients here for many years now. And quite a few years indeed. It's not much of a clinic, but I can treat any minor wound all right. Do you have any patients who come here on a regular basis? They'll do. They come here to gossip, mostly. I mean, as long as they're healthy, I can't complain. Alright, I asked both of those questions. I read the newspaper. I guess it's time to move on to another location. Let's guess we'll start with a shrine and just kind of circle around. Oh, it's a crazy old lady. Can you tell me more about the spirit? It roams the village looking for wrongdoers. It stares at them with its beastly eyes, covers them with its cape, and makes them disappear. Woman's just insane. Zero. Nope, it's just the same question about the spirit. Alright. You're the only one here still towing and froing. It's clear you take this seriously. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm a detective. Did Sugihiko and his wife ever have children? Never. And Makoto's daughter passed away after marrying, so we're lucky Masayo came back. Come back, what do you mean? Her father's family was no good. Her mother died, they chased Masayo away, only keeping her brother with them. You noticed anything weird in Makoto's behavior since his husband Ishitaro passed away? I think Makoto's... The lady? I could be wrong. Back then, Sugihiko said take, that she'd take care of her, and people praised him for his kindness. I'm getting like so confused with things. I feel like there might be like a translation issue here, and I don't know. But if I were in Saiko's shoes and his wife, I would have had a thing or three to say about that. Sugihiko would take Makoto to the storehouse to show her how to use the key. Tell me that's not suspicious. Yeah, that sounds a little bit suspicious. Makoto seems to have some secrets that she can't even tell Masayo. Do you have any idea about that? Along with his inheritance, her father left us the family's secrets. Secrets that could ruin the Sendo's reputation. It can only be that. Getting a lot of clues at the beginning of chapter 3, so happy about that. No secrets are. They're secrets. I'd never tell a soul about them. Least of all someone like you. Please. Okay. Who is this guy? We're here to pay respects. Oh yes, I owe so much to these folks. You're here to see the late Sugihiko. He was a good fellow. I'm sorry he had to go like... is anything wrong? You seem to be glancing at Himiko. It's just this morning I was taking my walk to the shrine and I saw someone. It was still dark, so I wouldn't bet my hat on it, but it sure looked like a lady. Why do you say you owe the Sendo family? Because it's true. For me and for all the folks here. He's been sorting out stuff for the whole village always. Alright. I feel as though I've asked them everything that there is to ask. Back to the house. You look tired. I think you should rest. Hurry, I'm fine. Let me ask you this again. Where were you last night around the time Sugihiko died? I was in my bedroom all night. Once I got ready to sleep, that's what I did till morning. Where were you this morning when Sugihiko was found? Still in my bedroom. I got a bad knee, you see. Lately I've been going to the clinic like one would go on a daily walk. Well, we can go and ask the doctor if this is, in fact, legit. Anyone back up your claims about being in your room? I don't think so. I saw Saiko walking down the hallway before I fell asleep. I don't know if that proves anything. Let me ask you this again. No, stop asking the same thing. There we go. Did you notice anything else? I heard Masayo's voice. She was calling out for a cat in the garden. I think that's everything from her. We're actually, it's 7 out of 19. It seems to be going a lot more smoothly. Now, I understand it's your job, and talking makes me feel a little better anyway. Did Sugihiko ever tell you anything about the storehouse key? No, never. He wasn't a secretive man, but he didn't like people to intrude on his personal space, or alone time either. Maybe that's why we've had separate bedrooms for so long. Interesting. Where were you when your husband was found? In my bedroom, like always, which is separate from my husband's, like always. I feel like she did it. She's the murderer. Or it's the girl, Saiko, or I think, perhaps. That means you can't be sure when exactly your husband left his room. Exactly. He liked to go on walks at night or early in the morning, when there are no people around, but I'd usually be asleep. Oh, asked about the commotion this morning. Where were you when your husband was found? Oh wait, no, I already asked that. Who's this lady with, like, the check? What's going on? Okay, sorry to bother you at this hour. May I have a few words with you? Sure thing. Well, how can I help you? That's nice to meet you. How are you related to the Sendo family? I'm their housekeeper. Been working for them for a pretty long time. you ever stay with Ascendo till late? In particular, I'd like to know if you noticed anything weird last night. I was here till late last night, but there wasn't anything weird going on. Well, maybe one thing. After dinner, I heard Himiko discussing something with Mitsuo in her room. They sounded like they'd take a while to be done. You come to the storehouse often. Not really, just came to see what all the racket was about. Was this storehouse door locked this morning? It was, at least it was when I came to check after being woken up by all that noise. Did you notice anything suspicious? Not at all, didn't notice anything. Yes. There are traces on the floor. Something was dragged away from the door. How did I not find this, before the last time I was here? I saw the ball. And then I guess I just didn't bother to look at anything else. Oh, Detective WAKAIDO, you are not a good, not a good detective today, at all. Yeah, so much for, finish this in an hour. This one's kicking my butt. You're looking for your cat, Masayo. What? How do you know? Did you deduce that detective style? Oh. I heard that Tsugihiko had a habit of taking long walks. Do you know if his route would have taken to the bridge? He'd leave at 4 a.m. in the morning and walk through the whole village, including the bridge, so maybe he wasn't just taking a random walk. Maybe he wanted to pay his respects at the spot where his brother died. You know where exactly from the bridge he fell? I'd like to know. I do know it. Should I walk you there? Thank you. Please do so later. Why don't I tell her where the cat is? Sorry to bother you again. If it isn't the big city detective. Sorry, I've always wanted to say that. Anyway, how can I help you? I'm looking for information on those past disappearances. You know the village clinic, the doctor there has been collecting newspapers for a long time now. Maybe he still has some articles on those cases. What else did the reports say? Just give me a second. Oh, there it is. Village girl disappeared. Parents filed a missing person report, and she was found dead 5 days later. Oh, I thought she was found 3 days later. 3 days later, a man went missing. His wife organized a search in the woods. 2 days later, they found his body. Just a week later, another man went missing. The village doctor reported the man had been worried about something. He was found the day after the search was initiated. Did those 3 victims know each other? It's a small village, so we all know each other here. That's not saying much. Oh, but it seems like the 3rd man who went missing was friends with the girl. Maybe it was her disappearance that had him so worried. I've already read this. I don't think there's anything else to read here. Oh, well, we'll flip through them just in case. 6 more clues. I'm probably gonna take a hint because, just there's so much back and forth in trying to figure out where we're going that I don't really know where to go. There's not anything that's super cluing me in on where I need to go. it's a really strange kind of change from how the first episode was. The first case file seemed so streamlined and just everything kind of rolled directly into the other, and it just, I don't know, it seemed to work like really, really, really well. So I do like this. I like this hint, you know, like give me a hint. Just tell me where to go. Third villager at the field road. There's a third villager. Oh. Okay, that was a waste of a phone call because, like, I already, did this one. Somebody's got a bad leg. I can't remember. I feel like I talked to somebody who had, like, a bad leg. I don't remember who it was. Yeah, just tell me where it is. I want to go. I want to know at this point. The doctor at the clinic. Okay, good. Not what I thought it would be. I guess that makes sense though. I wonder if this person's brain like poisoned radishes. Could be. Could be. But I don't know. Oh. Let's ask about this. Have you visited any other member of the Shinto family as of late? Yes, not too much ago. Nothing major though. Makoto's knee was just giving her some trouble. Old age for you. Alright. So Makoto was... Yeah, see, I wish you actually could, like, go and find something out about that. Makoto was at the storehouse before, but I don't think she's at the storehouse anymore. Tell me about, did you ever take Makoto to the clinic? I mean, oh no, I'd just be a third wheel. I'm not sure I understand who the second wheel would be. Oh, I mean, Sugihiko. Oh, hush, hush, but did you know? Sugihiko's room has a hidden door that leads directly to Makoto's room. Oh. Well, that's certainly an unexpected... That's unexpected. Sugihiko is, he was not just, he stayed in one place. Alright, okay, well, I just want to know where am I supposed to go? The shrine. Why would I ask the old Graham? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I would go ask wherever Makoto is to be like, hey, what's the deal? Yeah, I'm not really sure how we're getting to, like, the answers that we're getting with this one, which is why I'm so heavily using the hint. That, and this was supposed to take an hour. Have you ever witnessed a spirit kidnapping somebody? All I seen was its mass moving around, and it was dusk, but I could tell that greater powers, raging powers, were controlling it. Old Graham might have seen it. No, she didn't. Alright, let's go deduce this, and I feel like I don't know, I haven't deduced anything, like I'm more confused of anything now. The way that we're trying to solve this puzzle is kind of strange to me. Alright, so people have been spirited away one after the other. They don't look like accidents. There's nothing really good. What did the villagers say? The villagers... Okay. It looked like accidents, no evidence, blah blah blah. It was a blah blah blah. And among them, some allegedly witnessed supernatural being firsthand. Man, I just put that old Graham might have seen it. I feel like that could work. Okay, it's not the spirit. All the things that I think would make sense here are not the correct answers. That seems kind of weird. Like, there's so many of these that seem like they should be the right answer, but none of them are the right answer. So I'm super confused as to why I apparently maybe it's this one, Witness the Spirit. As more interesting about what was it? It was limping. That would suck if you were like a ghost, but you like had a crippling defect whose alibi hasn't been corroborated. Seiko. No. Then it's Makoto? Yeah. Well, we think it's probably her because of the limping. But that would seem weird. Like, why would she kill the dude if they were, like, obviously, you know, doing things? Who are the most suspected ones right now? Makoto. She's obviously the most, or the biggest suspect. That much as a witness seems but a possible suspect. Probably can believe everything for these people. Well, Sugihiko is dead, and Makito, he was obviously the one that was the suspect, so I don't understand why any of the clues for her wouldn't have worked. Alright, I'm going to use the hints for everything here, just to try to get through this, because the whole point of this game is, everything's supposed to be kind of finished within an hour. This one's just, I don't know, it's just the way that everything has been arranged is like thrown me for a loop. It's kind of hard to figure out where to go, what I'm actually answering and everything. So I've kind of like reached that point where it's like, I just want to solve the puzzle. I think I obviously have the idea. It's Makoto. That's who it is. 13 clues. Jeez. There you are. Hello, detective. The bridge's location. Thank you for showing me the way. I thought the only way to reach here was through the fields. You can also get to the bridge to the shrine or through our house on the storehouse side. I think I'll check out the roads you told me about once more. You're not afraid of a long walk, huh? Must be why they call you people gumshoes. Anyway, if there's anything else I can help you with, please let me know. I'll be here for a while. Thank you. Spirit was a witness on this bridge at dawn. It looks like it was walking with a limp. The spirit had a limp. I see. Really? No further clues. Yeah, just give me a hint. Tell me where to go. Oh. What did she say? Because I went way too fast and I didn't see it. Did anyone come here? Choice to Old Graham at the Spirit Woods. I don't know why we're asking Old Graham anything. She's obviously kind of like off her rocker. May bother you again. What is you're still here? Did anybody come here? Someone was walking in the woods away from the road. They started running, maybe because they'd noticed me. I didn't catch their face. I thought it was supposed to be somebody who was limping, so obviously it's potentially not her. This morning around dawn, we went to shrine. My duties begin as soon as the sun rises. Would you know why the spirit's costume was placed on Sugihiko's body? No, but I could sense something, a strange smell coming from the cape. Alright, what does close call do? Oh, no. Close call does nothing, so for hints, you have to do get hint to actually get the hint. Oh, the cat's back? Oh, we'll talk to the cat here in a second. Do you come here often? I feel like I'm setting up something right there. Somebody put the spirit's costume on Sugihiko after he died. Scary stuff makes me wonder. Some things we just can't explain. Let's give the cat some snuggles. Did the cat find something? There's a hair brooch under a pile of fallen leaves. The local officers must have missed it because of the leaves. It's in good condition. It must have been dropped lately. Alright. That obviously belongs to somebody with flowing locks of hair. How are you doing, Choices Saiko at Sendo Manor? These are like choices that don't feel very natural to me, so I don't know. Like, I'm kind of confused. No, it's just such a strange shift in how the original case was, and this one's just a little bit stranger. Are you sure you don't need to take a rest? Some of the villagers told me the same earlier. They must be worried about me. But they're going to turn this into another fairy tale. It's a shame the spirit had to take your husband, they said. Oh, I don't want to ask her how she is. I want to ask her about the brooch. I found this brooch near my body, or near the body. Have you ever seen it before? It looks somewhat familiar. Is this related to my husband's death? I'm sorry, but I can't say for sure yet. If that brooch belongs to someone in the family, you could try asking our housekeeper. She's very well informed about this kind of thing. And the housekeeper's not here because the housekeeper's now somewhere else, because of course she is. Found this brooch near the body. Have you ever seen it before? You found this there, so what? You're saying it must belong to the murderer. Stop staring at me like that. It's not mine. What did you do last evening after dinner? I'm assuming you're asking for me for my alibi. I was talking with Mitsuo about our family's future. He never gives me straight answers, so it's always an ordeal. He wasted so much time dodging my questions that it was late at night when we were done. Ask him and he'll tell you the same thing. Sorry to bother you again. Never mind. What is it? Has anything to do with the case? It does. I mean, your answer might have to disregard all your previous statements. Well, it's true. Sugihiko and I had a secret relationship. Found this brooch near the body. Have you ever seen it before? This was near the body. Who knows? I can't be sure. She's not being entirely honest with us. Which I already knew that she's obviously not being truthful, but there's a tiny bit of light coming through. Looks like there are cracks on the wall. With that crack wall out of the way, you can probably slip the mask through. It's not large enough for a person to get through it. How long has this secret relationship of yours been going on? Someone else asked me this question before. It was a detective with the same family name as you have. And our relationship had already started back then. We chased that detective away from the village to protect our secret. Oh, Gramps also worked on the case. Ooh, we know that there's something going on. How many grandfathers, worked on this stuff? Your grandfather wasn't able to get any statement from you. Back then, I'd have died rather than have that secret brought to light. Remember that your grandfather smoked quite a lot. Do you share his habit? Unfortunately, tobacco was never my thing. I don't smoke. He's lying. Smoke quite a bit. Sugihiko Patrol choice on the third villager at the build. Alright, Field Road. Field Road. Yeah, I don't know, it just, I definitely prefer the first way where it was a more linear path on where to go. Because this one just doesn't really give you, like, there's not really a good idea of knowing where I should be going. Found this brooch near the body. Have you ever seen it before? Near the body, is it? You know what? I've done seen this before. It was Sendo last, Hamiko. Or was it Makoto? Or maybe it just looks like one of them's. Or do them's my field close ahead. Sugihiko used this road daily too. He'd come say hello to all of us, and Simdo's upright folks, I'll tell you as much. Sugihiko would patrol these roads every single day. Patrol, nothing so scary, just checking in on us village folk to see if we've been doing well. You could call it going overboard. He doesn't worry too much. Second villager at the police. Like, none of these... How does that make sense? Like, why would I go and ask the villager? Ugh, I don't know what weird choices they have made here. Oh, hello. That's about the dropped hair brooch. This hair brooch was found near the body. Have you ever seen it before? I see a hair brooch. Looks right expensive, too. Way back when, Sugihiko said he'd done buy a hair brooch from abroad. Said the customs taxed him naked. Could it be that? Aha! Listen to me. Like them was the only hair brooch in the world. It seems strange. Why are you here at the police station? Is anything wrong? Oh no, just bringing a couple of greens to the officer. Funny thing, I done run into Sugihiko here, just yesterday. Had vegetables for him too. Can't believe I never seen him again. You meet Sugihiko around here often? Around here, he was always walking around, so you'd run into him everywhere. There's obviously some real peculiar things going on. And I really no longer have any idea of exactly who is the suspect, but... For the hair brooch, I've never seen it before. I'm sorry. I also think that, if there's something that, this would be nice, but obviously it's not going to be the case, but I wish that when we talked to the people, if there was something that specifically applied to them in our notes, that we didn't have to go back and look at it to figure out kind of what it is. I don't know, maybe one of these dudes knows about the brooch. I'll go and look and kind of figure something out. Yeah, I guessed correctly, it would appear. Hello, detective. Let's see. Dropped brooch. I didn't notice this kind of thing, but if it belongs to the murderer, we can at least tell that it was a woman who did it. Wow. That's jumping to assumptions. Why are you here, buddy? He just likes to chat with the doctor. He's the only one around here who is worth talking to. I know you don't speak much with Himiko, but it's the same true for the others, like Seiko and Makoto. Yes, we don't speak much. I'm talking to Seiko as she is right now. Perish the thought. She's furious at how Sugihiko's death is being treated as yet another supernatural phenomenon. I can understand that. I don't blame her on that one either. Alright. Mask was in a different spot. Like this time, maybe this case isn't the same as the past ones. Well, that's nice. We got two little clues all at once there. Alibi for last night. I heard that you and Himiko were discussing something in a room on the night of the disappearance. Yes, we were. She wanted to discuss our family's future. Well, discuss is not quite right. I mostly had to listen to her monologue. By the time she was satisfied, it was already late, and neither of us left the house after that. Ooh, 2 more cases. Better barge in again, Doctor. Let's ask about this hair brooch. Have you seen it before? I really do. My printer let me see. I'm afraid I can't help you. Never seen it before. Wow. Thanks, dude. That was useless. Beautiful hair brooch note. The housekeeper at the shrine. Oh, that's where the housekeeper is. I thought the housekeeper was at the storehouse. Or maybe it's because, like, the old lady was here, the Graham, and I was kind of just weird trying to figure all this stuff out. Alright, beautiful hair brooch. It's familiar, and I think I saw Makoto wearing this one. No, I'm sure it's Makoto's. I've already assumed that Makoto is, like, the bad person, you know? Like, she's the one who did it. It makes all kinds of sense. If I had to guess what happened to Sugihiko and Makoto, they'd be kind of going together for a while, and then, she was like, you know, you gotta make a decision, and he was like, well, I can't, and, you know, then the next thing you knew, he got upset and killed her. Or killed him. Seems like a stretch a little bit, but I feel like that is the answer. Leo at the bridge. I would not have guessed of going back to the bridge. Let me ask about the hair brooch. Hopefully this is going to be the thing that, you know, kind of solves thing. She doesn't want to tell me anything else about the hair brooch. Are you serious? Why would you not tell me any more about this? Why would you give me a hint to tell me to do this? Alright, whatever. We're just gonna go back to the house where Makoto is, and hopefully... Is she not here? Back at the storeroom? I don't remember where she is. Oh god, alright. Where am I going? Where's Makoto now? Have you... Because I have to ask... Really? It's just because I didn't ask it the exact correct way. Makoto's hair brooch. Makoto's hair brooch. I didn't ask it the right way, apparently. Ugh. Super frustrating on that aspect. Does this hair brooch belong to Makoto? It definitely resembles the hair brooch that Grandma might have had. Maybe. She wants something she'd gotten as a gift from someone special. Time for deduction and solving the puzzle. Deduce. Yeah, so much for an hour. This can be just a little over an hour and a half. Combination of my lack of problem-solving skills today and just the way the setup was for this was kind of wonky. Alright. There's most went beyond simple kindness. My grandfather walked into the same wall when he was on the road to save his kids. Relationship they couldn't all blah blah blah. Between whom? Alright, so the Makoto and Sugihiko had a secret bond. I still find it weird that Makoto might be the killer. I feel like she probably wouldn't be. He gave this to Makoto. Right. So who was there when the other representative told me about it? How was the spirit costume used in those past cases? The mask was near the bodies instead of on the bodies. I'm gonna laugh if like the fairy ending scene is the cliff again. Just like those came before him, Sugihiko's death is being treated as being spirited away. Those passing was found next to the body, but in the most recent case, it was on the body. Don't know why it wasn't like listed as like the mask was on the body. Okay, there's a reason to believe that this case is different from the ones that came before it. Sorry to bother you while you're so busy. Here to accuse one of you people. Hopefully he knows who it is, because I don't. I still think it's Makoto or it's the wife. Because there was somebody limping and then there was somebody running. Maybe they were in it together. I wish that was the case. Unfortunately, I'm out of time. Out of time? What do you mean? My superior's called. I need to get back to the office to report. Detective. There's a spirit seen walking with the limp, the hair brooch found near the body, the costume taken from the storehouse, and most importantly, the power struggle within the Sendo family all points to a single suspect. But I have no warrant right now. Unfortunate as that is, my investigation for today ends here. Till next time. My grandfather carried out an investigation in this village years before me. And just like me, he probably had to cross this bridge while the suspects looked at him go. Leave it to me, Gramps. I won't let the culprit get away scot-free. Time to make deductions based on all the info I got. 3 people spirited away in a mysterious coincidence. That was the first case. Then came the second. This time it was the head of the Sendo family, Ichitaro, who got spirited away. Both were filed as unfortunate accidents. That is, despite the doubts that some raised, all disappearances were blamed on a simple misfortune, and a costume always put there as if to say that a spirit was behind it all. I don't have enough evidence to prove it, but what's the truth behind these disappearances? I'm beginning to say the Sendo family was behind it because I feel like it, what happened? The first appearance was a crime by the Sendo family, the next 2 were necessary to cover it up. The next case came out of the struggle for the head of the family title, but this time, it's different. What? The mask and straw cape put on Sugihiko after he died were supposed to be kept in the Sendo storehouse, but the storehouse was locked and nobody could have entered it. However, there were some traces there. Traces of something being dragged. So who took the spirit costume out of the storehouse? Makoto. The housekeeper. We're blaming the cat? Really? How could you dare blame the cat for this? But by putting a certain smell in the straw cape and taking advantage of the cat's training, the culprit got it to take the costume out. Come on, why are we blaming the cat? Cat was cute, cat had nothing to do with this. Then there's the hair brooch. It was found in the spirit woods, that belonged to Makoto. Makoto won't talk about why the brooch was there. Probably a vital piece of evidence for this case. Exactly did the hair brooch fall into the spirit woods? During the murder. Long time ago. After the murder. It was a single scratch and wasn't stained with soil or blood. It was probably meant to disrupt the investigation. Okay, so it's not Makoto. It's Hiko's wife. That's totally who it was. Then the spirit was witness. It walked in a very peculiar way with a limp. But then again, another statement talked about that same figure running away. The spirit walked in that recognizable way on the bridge where people could see it. What is the contradiction between these 2 statements? Tell me about the culprit. It pretended to have a bad leg. But on the way back from the woods, rather than take the risk of being seen close up, the culprit sprinted away. Like a Scooby-Doo moment, that's what's gonna happen. Taking all this into account, who killed Sugihiko, the most recent person to be spirited away? It's not Makoto, I don't believe. He could be Mitsuo. Feels like he could be, the person. Nope. Can't brute force our way into that. That's Masayo. Really? Not who I thought. It's you, Masayo! You're the one. Hope he gets that warrant. So you knew Detective. Oh, it's her, really? No, Masayo, I tried my luck. You probably knew that it was Sugihiko who killed your grandfather. And you also knew that Makoto, who he was having an affair with, condoned that murder. Forced to rely on those people to survive, you fell into despair. That's what I assumed. The day before the murder, you asked Sugihiko to open the storehouse for you, and you set up your trick. The next morning, you shoved him off the bridge and then headed to the storehouse again. You used a toy ball to lead your cat around without having to enter the building yourself. With the mask and straw cape now in your possession, you approached Sugihiko's dead body. You set up the scene as you needed, and then you went back to your everyday life. There are two things my mother always used to tell me. The Sendo family is cursed and should not be allowed to exist, and I will never forgive the Sendo family. Sayo. Detective, I was ready to kill you rather than let you leave the village with the wrong idea about this death. I hope my investigation was to your satisfaction. Did I get anything wrong? You did not. Please, arrest me. You come here to confess your crime to me. No, I wanted to. It's a long trip to the police station. I'll walk you there. Jingle, jingle. The cat is an accomplice. Meow. Wrong. Detective, may I ask you a favor? If it's anything I can help with. Oh, am I gonna get a kitty cat? Gonna ask me to keep the kitty cat forever? At first, I had no idea that my grandfather had been working on those related cases. I only knew that he'd been working on them, but that was it. My grandmother probably kept quiet because of her own secrets. Masayo, I'd like to hear more about you. About me. I want to know what led you to commit this crime. Visiting time is almost over, so I won't be able to go into much detail. That's fine. The Sendo family is in its own little world, closed off from the rest. The head of the family has power over everything, and the villagers treat him as a king. As far as I know, the first disappearance was the family's way of hiding how one of them had killed a girl. The girl's father became suspicious of the Sendo, and they spirited him away to protect themselves. The third person to disappear was a friend of the girl's. Must have been another inconvenience for the family. The spirit had struck once again, and so the head of the family kept the secret by revealing it to his successor. But can I ask you about Ichitaro's death? Go ahead. Sugihiko killed him to take his place as head of the family, correct? Yes. My grandfather, Ichitaro, wanted to cut ties with the Sendo's traditions and end the whole head of the family thing. But that would make the family's dark past resurface, and the Sendo's reputation would have been destroyed. Sugihiko thought that Ichitaro wasn't fit to lead the Sendo, and so he killed his brother protecting the family. Since Makoto's affair had probably already started, that must mean she knew about it but kept silent. Most likely, yes. And then, Masayo, we come to you. The main difference between this disappearance and the others was the location of the mask. The other people who were spirited away were found with the mask staring down at them. But this time it was as if the spirit itself had been killed. It lay there lifeless with its mask on. The crime scene showed how much you resented the Sendo family. Sugihiko made sure that Makoto's daughter married into a wealthy family. She gave birth to you and then died of illness. I'm laughing at my cat, who is yelling in the background. My mother was a frail woman to begin with. Her new family treated her like an object. They were the kind of family to chase you away as soon as your mother had a son, which is if they wanted figures. Your grandfather was killed because of a power struggle, and your mother died because of a political marriage. I can't fathom how deep the grudge you held against the Sendo line goes. You became the spirit and struck back against the family that had spirited away so many. So you got your revenge, isn't that so? Detective. Yes. I would have pushed every last one of them off that bridge. If you hadn't found me out, that is. Looks like it's time. Masayo. Even the smallest village can attract enough attention. The media are storming the Sendo mansion. The headline is, an old family whose serial murderers have come to light. I'll schedule another visit. Next time, we can talk about your cat. This dude totally has a crush on her. I guess I don't blame him. She seemed really nice. Aside from the whole murder thing and everything. So that is the end of Case Files 2, The Bogeyman Woods. I'm kind of torn on this one. This one I feel is not as strong as the first one, just because the whole way you navigated through everything was a little bit frustrating. That, and it's an hour and 40 minutes. They said it was like, each of these is supposed to be an hour, so I don't know how much of that is just me struggling to figure out where to go because of the way that it was set up, where we had to go to multiple locations, or exactly what the deal was. But I mean, that was definitely a bit on the frustrating side, just kind of seeing where it just didn't come together as fluidly as the first one. I'm hoping that the next case file is better than this one, because this one I feel like definitely is a little bit of a weak entry into an otherwise thoroughly enjoyable game thus far. I mean, I still really enjoyed it. I love the addition of the cat. Still having fun with it, still liking it, but I'm definitely hoping that the next episode, the next case file, will be a little bit better. And it's called the Phantom's Foot, so that's going to be the next one. The link's in the description. Thanks to Player 2 for giving me the key for creating some content / review and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you next time.